After years of decline due to budget cuts, the arts are making a huge comeback in California schools.
In tonight's Education Matters, Juanita Stevenson tells us how school districts are finding the money to rebuild their arts programs. Juanita?
Well, like many school districts, Firebaugh, Los Deltas Unified was forced to discontinue its music program when the economy went bad. The district is now bringing back the arts and found a very creative way to pay for it. 10-year-old Hector Leon remembers the day he learned his school was starting a music program.
I was happy and excited because my whole life I wanted to play an instrument and I never got to.
For students like Hector, the only way they will get to play a musical instrument is to have it offered in the schools. And up until recently, there was no music program in the Firebaugh Los Deltas School District.
In the mid-2000s, it was a really rough time for the arts. With all the budget cuts, school districts were looking for some way to save money, and one of the most common things was just to cut the arts.
That was then. Now, the arts are making a huge comeback in Firebaugh schools. The school district, with the support of the Fresno County Office of Education, is making the arts a top priority.
We're really happy at the FCOE to support the idea that every student in every school every day deserves a high-quality arts education. And that's our mission, to be sure that we're encouraging schools and districts to think about the visual and performing arts as part of their child's whole education. So everything we do is aimed with that goal in mind.
The challenge for a rural district like Firebaugh Los Deltas was finding the money to rebuild its program. Superintendent Russell Freitas came up with a creative solution.
They found an opportunity to where if they installed all the solar panels, they would be able to bring in a lot of savings, and with that money they could budget having a program back.
By cutting their power bill and winning a VH1 Save the Music Foundation grant, the district was able to hire a full-time music teacher in 2012.
I was a first-year teacher coming into my first ever job and having them say, "We want you to start a program from nothing."
Durham started out with keyboard and choir, teaching at 3 different school sites with over 400 students. Firebaugh soon added a second teacher and started a band. Luckily, the district already had instruments, some in much need of repair. That didn't matter. Their goal, make sure every child who wanted to play an instrument had one.
I heard the saxophone before and I love the sound. And thinking how it looks when I see it in real person, it makes me light up.
But like many of her classmates, 11-year-old Vivian Ontiveros knew little about the instrument that held her fascination. Teacher Samantha Gritz says many of her students had never held an instrument, much less played one.
It was a challenge at first, but every day got a little bit better because they're so excited.
That excitement and love of music has translated into improved grades and attendance for many of the students. It has also brought a sense of pride to the community of Firebaugh.
This community has been phenomenal with how accepting they are and how much they want to support us, and that's great.
Firebaugh continues to grow his program, adding a 3rd music teacher this year, and music director Ryan Durham, that young man you saw there, was honored the VH1 Educator of the Year Award for 2014.
And that's a national award.
That is a national award, putting little Firebaugh on the map.
And they did this in really short order.
In about 2 years. This is their 3rd year. This year they're starting a marching band and a jazz band. And this past weekend, Firebaugh celebrated Centennial Marching Band, first time there.
It'll add a lot to the football games, too.
Oh, yeah, they love that.
I bet.
That's